seconds and then we'll start. Thank you to all who joined early or on time. Okay. Again, hello everyone. Thank you for joining today's info session. My name is Sunela Thomas, and I am the new program director for the MSBA and AI program. A little bit about me. I recently exited from the corporate world as Director of Advanced Analytics. I have been an adjunct professor here at UTD since 2016. And as a result, I would say it has provided me with some valuable insights into the academic landscape. These sessions are particularly designed to address your concerns and questions, but I do have a short presentation that I would like to go over first, which should answer many of your questions. I have Sivya Leventhal, the program manager. She's also on the call. So please ask your questions in the chat as they come to your mind. And if there are any questions that can be answered with a link, she will post that right away. So we recently changed our program name to MSBA and AI, or MS in Business Analytics and Artificial Intelligence. Mainly we did that to be relevant in the industry, right? Because you have seen growing importance of AI in the business field. And it also signals that our program is up to date with current industry trends. You have increased broader curriculum that includes the AI techniques. It also suggests that the graduates out of our program will have more diverse and advanced technical skills. Another one is that a change in our name also has additional career opportunities for students, right? It aligns better with industry. It has the competitive advantage, more research opportunities available because it can open up new avenues for research and innovation. And maybe it will also attract faculty who have AI expertise in that. Another one is it could increase the chances for securing grants related to AI research. Now, I would say AI is not a replacement for human intelligence and ingenuity. It's actually just a supporting tool in there. Okay. Now, most of the time, students may ask, what are the career prospects, right? And I would say it is somebody with an MS in BA and AI, it is very promising. You can be a data scientist, an AI specialist, an ML engineer. You can be a consultant. You could do financial analytics, marketing analytics, healthcare. These roles are found across various domains, and the salaries are very competitive. There's no one salary figure that I can say because it varies based on location, your experience, your skill set, and also sometimes the specific company. Okay. So one of the major things I would say about this is that being a continuous learner and adapting to new technology is crucial for your long-term success in your career. If you look at Texas as a country, I would say it is the 8th largest economy in the world, and the Metroplex, the DFW, it stands out as the fastest growing economic region in Texas. Now, DFW is also the 4th largest metropolitan area in United States in terms of population as well as economic output. It also ranks as 3rd nationally for the number of Fortune 500 company headquarters within the boundaries. So that means you have a diverse group of companies like ExxonMobil, Raytheon, Texas Instruments, AT&T, American Airlines, Kimberly-Clark, McKesson, Toyota, all of these companies call this region their home. So that reflects this area's strong fundamentals when it comes to workforce access as well as cost of doing business. Now, you may ask why UTD, right? I would say the first part is this academic excellence. It's ranked among the top public universities in Texas. It has a very strong STEM and research program. The course offerings, our Flex program itself has 11 tracks, okay, and allowing you to be knowledgeable in multiple areas. There are strong connections with the DFW area companies as well. Therefore, you have strong career prospects, right? Internship programs. Our career center offers job fairs, resume workshops, interview preparation, and not just the career center. There's also student orgs that provide that provides you with the opportunity to meet with the alumni and also industry experts. We have a business communication center, which helps you in both the written and spoken communication. I cannot stress enough of, along with the technical skills, how much of soft skills you need. Okay, that is important. Soft skills are still important, very important in industry. Now, I spoke about, there are some articles you will find in the TFT Times in 2024 that says we are 17th overall and 8th among public universities in that. Now, what are our guiding themes? I would say first and foremost, our program is flexible, right? If you want to complete this program in 1 year, technically you can. You can take 12 credits each in fall, spring, and summer. Would I recommend you doing that? Absolutely not. Because there is academic pressure, you have reduced learning quality, you have reduced networking opportunities. There are definitely limitations in securing an internship, and the physical and mental strain. And mostly, I would say, also that limited time to reflect, okay? But it is possible. The program is flexible. There are classes during the day, in the evening, and also late evenings, okay? Our classes provide the opportunity for you to engage with your peers, collaborate with your faculty, and also network with employers. Many of our programs, courses, I would say, has a component of a case study or a group presentation. So I would say, after I have gone through 3 master's programs in different universities, I can wholeheartedly underscore the importance of engagement. I would say it is a very crucial element in a master's program because you can develop your practical skills. You are exposed to different perspectives through class discussion, and you can also participate in collaborative projects. I would say if you are joining a workforce, there's nothing where you are a team of one. There's always a team. There's a team of 2 or more, which means you have to learn to work with other people. May not have the skill set that you have. So you need to learn, you need to even have that soft skills in there. We are focused on our outcomes. So we try to evaluate ourselves. Are we helping students with the way the program is designed? This is where I would say we need your input as a student. Even as a prospective applicant coming in, I would say, I would like to know, was this webinar useful to you? Okay. Or is there something that we should absolutely cover in the webinar that we are not covering? So the outcomes are important. We do track the employment rates as well as the graduate employment rates as well as the career progression that you have. Because our program is in the business school, I would say there's an applied nature of any technology. And that is our focus as well. We do have three modalities, and you will see that I have highlighted Flex, that I am the program director for that Flex program. It is the largest with 11 tracks available. You will mostly see face-to-face classes during the day, evening, or late afternoon and late evening, but you can also access online courses. It is self-paced, it is state-funded. Because it is state-funded, you can, and if you take anything more than 12 credits in a semester, those are free. The cohort program has 2 tracks, data science and accounting. It also provides face-to-face and online, and it's also self-paced. And online is 100% online, and you have 2 tracks of data science and data engineering. In all these formats, scholarships are available. Even though there's a waiver, or we don't really look at GRE and GMAT if you have not submitted that, okay? And here is one caveat I would say. If you did really bad or not so great in your undergraduate program, and this is your first graduate program, I would recommend you to take your GRE or GMAT and get a really good score and submit that, because then we have another data point to look at. If you're applying for scholarship, those definitely require a GRE or a GMAT. Okay, so going to our tracks, I said we have 11 tracks. Our total credits that you need is 36 credits. Out of that, 18 is core and 18 are elective. The application deadline for our spring cohort is October 1st, so spring 2025. And even though most of the students join in fall, I've really seen that the numbers, the intake in spring is also considerably high. As I mentioned, this is a STEM designated program, and as a result, being designated, the program offers several significant benefits, especially in United States, right? You have the extended OPT for international students. We have, because it's a STEM designated program, it offers an additional 24 months, which now totals to 3 years of OPT training. Okay. We have enhanced funding opportunities that are more grants and scholarships. And industry considers STEM designation as it will signal, I would say, more rigorous, technically oriented curriculum in there. And STEM fields have often higher employment rates and starting salaries. Now, I mentioned that we have 18 credits, so 6 courses. These are our core courses that you would take. Pretty much in the first semester, I would say students take the database foundations, business analytics with R, advanced statistics for data science. Those are typically the courses that students take the first semester. You are allowed to take anything that you want. There are, if you require a prerequisite, you can take that one also. But mainly you got to think that the prerequisites those credits don't count towards your 36 that is required. So what are the application requirements, right? There is an application fee. There is no waiver for the application fee. International students pay an additional $50 for credentialing. For any foreign credential, we send it out to foreign credentialing agency to conduct that. Okay, you need to have a personal objective statement. You need to include your resume. Your unofficial transcripts are required for your application. And depending on your level of experience in the workforce, your letters of recommendation. Typically, if you don't have more than 2 years, then you need 3 recommendation letters. Okay. Now, if you are you have to actually meet the university requirements as well as the program specific for admission. In terms of scholarship, it's a separate application. As a result, like you would do the application first, and then later on you would apply for the scholarship. The deadline for the scholarship application for spring 2025 is December 1st. Now, I would not wait that long. I would apply for it earlier. TA-ship is also available, but first semester students don't have a TA-ship. It is that you can apply for it in your second semester. There's also a requirement for internship. You can at least one internship, and that internship can be between 0 and 3 credits. If you don't have an internship, until you graduate, your last semester, you're going to actually take a course called Analytics Practicum that will meet the criteria for that internship. Okay. Now, as an international F1 student, you can only start your internship after 2 long semesters. So if you're joining in spring 2025, you have to complete spring 2025 and fall 2025 to apply for an internship. Or, well, you can apply for an internship, but you can only start an internship in your spring 2026. There's the top 10 companies between spring and summer where we had internship. Now, some of these companies have multiple internship candidates in there, right? So even though I say, so there are a lot of small, medium companies also utilize a lot of UTD graduates in them. This is only a snapshot of the LinkedIn stories. If you go into our LinkedIn, look for hashtag UTDMSBA, you will see tremendous amount of students who have stated their internship experience, what was their title, what was their company, what did they do. I think it is well worth the read. We have numerous student organization. I would say overall at UTD, you will find about like 300 or so organization, more than 60 within the School of Management. Therefore, there is absolutely no shortage of meeting people and developing your networking and leadership skills. We also have certificate programs. So you need to apply for the certificate program while you are in our program, okay? You could apply for the certificate, but there is no cost to it. You can apply for the certificate program before you actually even start your first course in that program. But the criteria is that before you take the last course for that certificate, you have to submit your application in there. If you go to YouTube, so as I said, these are the 3 new certificate that we added in fall. If you go to our YouTube channel, you will find our Senior Associate Dean, who did a tour of the JSOM. You'll see many tours of UTD, but this is significant because it is very recent that he shows in there. I will post this link in chat after I finish my presentation. Okay. Now, again, you have Sylvia and me with any questions that you can answer, okay? And I would also appreciate that if you take your at least 2 minutes of your time to answer our survey. We just want to make sure that these info sessions are valuable to you as prospective students, okay? I see that Sylvia probably answered quite a lot of questions in there. And I am going to make sure I look at your chat. Since I was presenting, I didn't have access into chat. You probably saw me looking onto this side because that's where like I saw something popping up. So let me unshare and take a look at it. Okay, somebody had a question. Go ahead. Binal, go ahead. Unmute yourself and ask the question.
Hello, ma'am.
Hello.
So myself, Binal Patel, and I am from India. So my question is that I completed my graduation in chemistry subject, and I also completed my masters in organic chemistry. And now I want to pursue another masters in business analytics and artificial intelligence. So there are any opportunities to get acceptance in your UT Dallas?
So I'm going to say, because it is the admission is decided by a committee, I'm going to say that you submit the application with your necessary transcripts, as well as if you have taken GRE or GMAT, then submit that. But it looks like for you, because you've had other graduate degrees, make sure you submit your undergraduate as well as your graduate unofficial transcripts. So I cannot, I would say we consider students from who are not in the technical field also. So if that will help you answer, if I helped you answer that question, if that was how you directed it, I would say any field. You do not have to be in a technical or an analytics field in there to apply.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. Okay. Sivi, is there any particular question? I haven't looked at the chat.
Yep. So
Is it
I've caught up on everything till Kishika's question at 8:51. If you want to answer that one.
okay? Let me just, and then I will answer. Somebody has their hands up, so give me 1 second. 8:51. Okay. Okay, Kishika had a question. Are there exams project for each semester? Okay. So I would say it all depends on a particular professor. We have given the flexibility to faculty, and that's the best part, right? Everybody brings their world of wisdom into it. Because in some cases we have full-time PhD faculty. Some cases we have PhD holders, but they are industry professional who teach as adjunct. Sometimes you don't have a PhD, but you have several years of industry experience. That is how I taught at UTD. So we provide them with the course objectives and give them an idea of how previous semesters the class was done, and then provide that instructor the full autonomy to design their course or how they want to evaluate a student. So in some cases, there will be an exam. There will be most likely an exam 1 and an exam 2, or midterm and a final. Some professors give 3 exams, so students are not condensed to that midterm and final. They are given more opportunities. Some do weekly quizzes. I would say you have to read your syllabus. And when, as an instructor, I also had a percentage of grade for attendance. Most of the time, when you're a graduate student, you feel that, oh, I just know that topic or I don't want to show up. It will impact your grade if your professor has attendance as one of the grade. I know certain professors, the first day of class is important to them because they will make you sign their syllabus. So that meaning that you have read through everything, because invariably students will, if the syllabus says no extra credit, and in the end, students have done badly, they'll come and say, can I have an extra credit? This is where the professors will make you sign a contract upfront. Okay. So I hope that that is how it is determined. You need at least a B or a 3.0 to consider yourself as passed that course. Anything in a graduate program, and you can look at this from any university. If it's a graduate program, you have to get a 3.0 GPA for that course. Okay. Is there, okay. Okay, so Than had a question, 854 for the GMAT and GRE, what's the average score? So I would say, let me address that with the GRE. If you have a composite score of 300, you're considered very good. You can look at our website. I think it shows in there, I want to say 660 for GMAT in there. Okay, Yogita, go ahead and ask your question.
Hello, Mrs. Thomas. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Thank you. So I do have a couple of questions. I'm initially interested to pursue data science under the MSBA AI bracket. And I've seen that there is a cohort that has two tracks and data science being one of them. And there is also Flex that has data science track of one of the 11 tracks. So I would like to know what would be the difference between the Flex and the cohort one. Is there any difference in the duration or anything that you can point out to me?
So the Flex is to know details of it, I would say email the Flex group. They can give you specific details. But in terms of if you're, so when you say track, right? There is you can take any number of courses from different tracks in the Flex program. Even in the cohort, you are not going to, the difference between Flex and cohort is that Flex has more number of courses, cohort has limited courses because it has only that accounting and data science. So you will have to take all your courses within that data science part. Neither one in your diploma at the end of your program, you're going to see something that says data science track. Track is not mentioned in any of our diplomas. So the courses are exactly the same. If you're specific for data science, the courses are exactly the same.
Okay, so got it. And so to my understanding, Flex gives a broader range of spectrum for us to decide which courses we would like to take.
Correct.
Okay, and I do have a couple more questions. My second question is basically that coming to the work experience that gets calculated for the LOR requirement, you have said you need 2 years, more than 2 years of work experience. So does that include just the full-time employment period, or can it also include the internship period?
What was the last part? Does it include full-time, or what was the second part you added to it?
Internship.
I do not think internship is counted. Sivi, do you have an insight into it?
I would agree with that, but I can also try to get an answer on that right now and share that once I receive it.
Okay,
Great.
thank you.
And okay, in case of 3 LORs, so does the team prefer to have like in what ratio, like how many from academic and how many from professional would you recommend?
I would like, obviously, if you do not have any work experience, obviously everything is going to come from either a mentor or an academic, right? If you have work experience and, but not quite 2+ years work experience, I would say just do it as one from academia, one maybe you have a mentor and another from work experience. That does not matter who you're getting the reference from, your recommendation letters from.
Okay, got it. And my third question is, as the applications are opening, I'm targeting for fall 2025. So as the applications will be opening soon, I would like to know what are the common mistakes many of the applicants do, and you wish the future applicants should keep in their mind to not repeat them.
Okay, so I would say number one, not submitting things on time. Okay, so not looking in your portal to make sure you have done everything. Second one is accepting the admission when you get admitted on time. If you are applying for a scholarship and you got the scholarship, accept it. These are all different events. And most of the time that I have seen students who, just because I am new in this role in fall intake, is that they did not accept their scholarship. And as a result, when they came here, they don't have a scholarship. Now, to say I did not meet the deadline, but I was given, we don't, because once you don't accept, it goes to the next person.
Got it. Yes,
I
I
just
think
wanted,
that's sure.
sorry, I
Go
wanted
ahead,
to share,
Sivi.
I got an answer. Use your professional experience, your full-time, not internship at years.
Okay, got it. Thank you so much, Sylvia and Mrs. Thomas.
Okay, you're welcome. Judy, you had a question. You had your hand up for a while.
Yes, I have a couple questions. First question is a pre-requirement is only calculus, right?
Correct. So math-wise, I would say if you don't have a knowledge in calculus, we would recommend that you take a prerequisite course. I would even go to that extent, even if you have to take a prerequisite course or you don't have to take a prerequisite course. Once you're admitted in the program, do some courses on your own. There are so many free courses in YouTube and DataCamp or Coursera, one of those platforms. You just, actually for calculus, do Khan Academy. Just brush yourself up with that.
Okay. The second question is, if a student does in the undergrad is like is a philosophy, but she has a graduate school program, graduate school master degree. Does she require for the GRE test, or do you think is good enough?
Okay, so if you already have, let me see whether I understood your question correctly. You
Yes.
have an undergraduate degree. You also have a graduate degree. So you would,
Yeah.
for your application, you would submit both the transcripts. GRE
Okay.
and GMAT is a requirement if you are submitting for a scholarship. It is not a requirement for application. So
see.
if you're looking at the program and you have really high scores in your transcript for these undergraduate and graduate, then if you don't submit your GRE, I don't think it is going to go against. I would recommend for the application of GRE or GMAT if you're undergraduate, because we need another data point to consider you, because we are considering you against other applicants, as well as we know the rigor in the program, whether you can do it, right? So in order to help us evaluate, that is when I would say a GMAT or a GRE is required.
Okay. The next question is, what is TOEFL score? According online is like 80. So what is average TOEFL score?
TOEFL score? Ooh, that's a question. Sivi, can you find out for TOEFL?
I provided the link to the
Okay.
what scores are required. It's there. The program doesn't set that, so I don't know if they ever update it. So that's why I provided the link in the chat to what English proficiency test scores are required.
I see. I see.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
So the next question is, does this program require like a video interview?
No, I don't. I have not taken a video interview for this, unless I have a student that when I'm reviewing it, I have other questions. And so far, I would say I have done it with 2 students when I needed some clarification.
I see. I have 2 more questions. Sorry. So what is the employment rate after the student graduate?
I didn't understand your question, Judy.
So for the like employment rate, like high rate, like when the
Employment?
job, yeah, rate, like a
Yeah, so
percentage.
typically I want to say 90% of our, this is also stats in our website.
Okay.
90% of our students have actually got a full-time job offer within 90 days.
90 days, great. My
Okay.
last question is, if the student was rejected in the first round, can she apply for the second round?
Yes. Yes, they can.
Okay, great. It's same school year, so she can apply right away.
So when you say you are rejected, let's say fall 2025, spring 2025, you are applying, you got rejected for spring 2025, you want to apply for fall 2025. Yes, you can.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. Thank you for your
You're welcome.
answer my question. Thank you.
You're welcome. Tan?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Sure, great. I just have some basically.
Okay, now I cannot hear you.
Oh, you can.
Tan, you broke up so much that I did not hear your question.
Could you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yes.
Sorry. Yeah. So my question is still mainly about the GMAT and GRE score. So for myself, I just say the candidate that did not really do great on the undergrad, but during a time after I graduate, I did pretty good on my work experiences, especially I did work in the Big Four. So is that gonna be a good point? Improving myself, I did great, and I can being a competitive candidate for pursuing the master program at UT Dallas, or how the UTD admission team they gonna be uh rating the application of the applicants. So work experiences, and is that can cover the GMAT score? Do you think so?
I personally don't think, because think about it, there is no way you have stated in your resume that you have done a job at a certain or certain skill set you needed, you done that job. There is nothing that we have as a data point to evaluate you at that job. So that is why I said that adding another um, a data point, which is a GRE or GMAT score, will help you. I'm not saying, I haven't seen your score, right? That is credential. So I'm just answering in a general point is if you think you did really bad in undergraduate and you don't have another data point, a score to provide us, then I would recommend that you take a GRE or a GMAT.
Gotcha.
The work experience is considered, but you got to think it's only to the point of general consideration. It's not to a point of scoring you because we don't have a score on your work experience.
Got you. That makes sense. All right, I
Yeah.
think that should be it for me only. Yeah, thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. Zehra?
Hi, yeah, I just wanted to get some clarification. Since I don't have any of the calculus that I'd done it prior and all that stuff. So just wanted to see, should I be taking that UTD offering for that coursework? I forgot the number that it kind of entails, like everything for calculus and the required prerequisites for getting into the master's for MSBA, or which kind of calculus, stats, or linear algebra should I be doing it outside of the thing?
So I would say generally, if you look into differential and integral calculus, that knowledge is needed, and linear algebra and matrices. These are all needed knowledge in analytics program. So if you can show that you have that skill set, that knowledge, you can then, if you, let's say you take a calculus course outside of UTD, your admission, you got admitted and your admission letter says you need to take this prerequisite course, you can submit your waiver based on the transcript from the calculus course that you did. But you will have to do that very first semester.
Yeah, it's going to be like calculus 1, because there's always a prerequisite for even that. So you need to have like a pre-cal in order to get into, and then there is a business cal.
Yes.
So which one is going to cover Not sure which
I,
course.
I
I've
want to
never.
say integral and differential calculus comes in Calc 2.
Oh, okay. So, but if I get into enroll into that course that the UTD offers as a prerequisite covering, would that encompass like all the option that it's
Yeah,
been required to be successful for
yes,
the?
definitely. Yes.
Can I sign up for that course in the spring semester? Like until if my application is not complete for fall or spring, for fall or summer, and can I just enroll into that course right now as a spring? Do I need to, or do I need to have my application kind of confirmed and admission been kind of went through or not before until I can like enroll in that course, or can I just enroll in that
Yeah,
course?
you need to get admitted. So if you, let's say you just need that one course done, you need to get admitted to UTD first to actually take a course.
Oh, I cannot take as like as just generally doing it that course. I can't do that.
Sivi, do you have a response to that?
I am not aware of non-degree seeking students being able to enroll in classes. So my advice would be to send an email to jsomgradvising@utdallas.edu and ask them. But I imagine that they're sorry, I have not come across this in my 5+ years in this position. So I think that it is unlikely that you have to be admitted, I think. So
Yeah, I
I
mean,
would
that's
suggest,
usually, yeah,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I would suggest
usually
either,
that is the case. Sorry,
yeah,
sorry,
if you're
Sivi.
ready to submit your application for spring and all you want to do in spring is take that prerequisite, you can do that as long as you're not an F1 student. You can do that. And then after you've taken that prerequisite, summer or fall, you can then jump in with the rest of the classes. I think they're going to require that you submit your application and receive admission, and that your admission letter says your prerequisite of quantitative foundation of business must be completed in your first semester.
Okay. So that course will like pretty much cover everything, right? All that
Correct.
calculus, stats, or linear algebra, everything, whatever it's required to be successful in this master's, right? Correct.
That is correct. The 6303 covers all of that.
And all courses syllabi are available to anyone to view at any point. So if you are curious what that course covers, you can go to coursebook.utdallas.edu and find OPRE 6303 and look at the syllabus. Now, syllabi are always subject to change from semester to semester to semester with new information or a different instructor, but it would give you a broader concept of what the course will cover if
Yeah,
you
yeah.
look through that syllabus.
Yeah, I did look at the syllabus for that course, but I was just like, should I just send an application for spring and it should be okay to just take this course and even if I'm taking in the flex program, I can take as courses along as I go, right? Like, so I can just apply in spring, or do I need to apply in fall and take the course first? Or
No, you can apply in spring, and if you're admitted, you'll have that prerequisite, and all that means is that you have to take that class in your first semester. Please know, since it is a prerequisite, those 3 credits do not count towards the 36 for the degree, but you can take that class with, again, depending on whether you're F1 or domestic or whatever your situation may be, that class, or that class with one other class, or that class with 2 other classes. There are classes available to take that you can start before you move into the advanced calculus.
um, okay, so you don't need to do advanced calculus, right? If you just get like this course done, that's
No,
pretty much.
this is a prerequisite. The program still requires BUON 6359, which is advanced statistics for BA. So
Oh,
you
that's
will
a.
still have to do that class, as it is a core requirement, 3 credits
Yeah,
required for the degree.
yeah, but that's a part of the coursework, correct? Correct.
Yes,
Okay.
Yes.
correct.
Can you just share yours about the screen that you shared for the numbers where we can reach out to you guys? I forgot. I couldn't take the time to take the snap for it, if that's possible.
I will share that. I will share that.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
I also, of course, and I also put the program email in the chat.
Thanks.
Okay, so somebody had a question. I think Sivi, you already answered about internship, but also in there, do you register for your classes? Yes. You, as a new incoming student, you will get an alert that, hey, you now can start enrolling. And I would do that enrollment the sooner you get it, because you got to think that the classes may be full. So if you wait on it, if you know, we have a saying, if you snooze, you lose. So if you wait on it and then you want that class, if it's a busy, if it's a well-known class, or if that with a particular instructor, or the time, most of the time, I think time is of essence for a lot of students. So I would say enroll it as soon as you are available, as soon as you are informed that you have got it, you can enroll it in there. So somebody had a question of what is the average scholarship? It is, so scholarship is like in range. It all depends on what's the pool available, how many students apply, how many students are qualified, and what is their qualification. So it can range anywhere from $1,000 to $8,000. Judy, did you have another question?
Yes, I have another questions. You mentioned about the program is flexible. So normally, how many months? Normally, average in how many months student can complete the program?
So technically, so 36 credits for the entire program. If you are an international student on F1, you have a minimum requirement of taking 3 courses, which is 9 credits. That's a minimum requirement.
My question is how long can finish complete the program? How many months like finish?
Typically
1
I
year,
would
2
say
year,
anytime between 18 months and 2 years.
18 months, 2 years. Okay, great. And the last question. So for the deadline for apply, the fall is May 1st, spring is October 1st, summer is March 1st. So when the school start, like for summer?
The summer's classes start in May.
Start in May. So the deadline is March 1st, right?
Correct. Correct.
I see. Okay. When spring start?
I just put the
Spring
link
starts
to.
in.
Okay,
Go ahead,
thank you.
Susan.
You have a link.
Yeah, I put
okay.
the link to the academic calendar. And the thing to understand is those deadlines of October 1st, March 1st, and May 1st are solely to avoid the late application fee. Applications are still accepted after those deadlines. You will just be charged the application fee. If you are an international applicant, the foreign credentialing fee, and then a late application fee of $75 if you apply after those deadlines.
I see.
But your
I see.
application will still be accepted and still be reviewed just the same.
Okay, so for even for the spring one, deadline is October 1st. Can still rush to apply for the spring one?
Yes. Not a rush. It's the 19th. You have plenty of time to submit an application without any rush by October 1st. And the application does not, the deadline of October 1st does not mean that you must have all your letters of recommendation in. We recognize that you can't necessarily control when someone submits that. It means you have submitted your application with all of the questions, all that you can provide by October 1st.
But the may need you take the TOEFL score. So is TOEFL score need submitted on that day, or you can submit it later?
I believe if you submit your application before October 1st, but then send them your TOEFL score after October 1st, you would have applied before October 1st.
Great, great. Thank you so much. Thank you for your time. Thank you.
And Shreya, you had a question on how long is one semester. So typically fall semester goes from second part of August to like second week in December. So that is how technically, and then your spring semester. So the best is go back and Sylvia posted the academic calendar link. So I would recommend that you go look at that one. Sunil, you had a question. Go ahead.
Hello, ma'am. Good evening.
Good evening.
Ma'am, I have a question, Richard, ma'am. Like when we pursuing our degree, like I'm admitted student at UTD, and so my question is that, ma'am, like we will learn in this program like about computer vision.
Okay, I did not understand your question. So can you rephrase it, please, or say it a little bit louder? It came a little blurry from my end.
Okay, okay. Ma'am, actually, I am saying that like I goes through the core courses like where we learn Python, R language, stats, machine learning, deep learning, and NLP. So, ma'am, I found there will be a no missing about computer visions.
Do me a favor. Can you put the question in chat because I still could not understand your question. I think the general question was, you know, or you have taken those core classes or you're knowledgeable on the core classes. Is that what you said?
No, I am saying that, ma'am, we will learn in this program about computer vision.
Computer vision, you were asking. So you will have to look and specifically, if you ask me, are we learning about computer vision? There are many courses in machine learning will teach you how to do your modeling for a computer vision. Yes, there is not a specific course that says computer vision.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, okay. Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. Okay, any other question? Is there any question that you feel that we have not answered that you put in the top and I missed it? Okay, so the letters of recommendation, when you put in there, it comes straight from the person who is giving the recommendation. You fill in your recommender's information in the form and they are sent a link to complete. Yeah, you can submit more submit additional letters of recommendation. For the GRE score, Vinay, I would say anything more than a 300 is considered good. So regardless, I would say in terms of you studied outside of US, you don't have to provide a TOEFL score if you have your transcript shows that you have English as one of something that you did, a writing assignment or writing class, that'll show that you have English proficiency. Okay, so I'm going to answer the question on scholarship. So when you submit for scholarship, as I mentioned, it is a separate application. They have a link in that same web page of how you can check for the application status. Okay. So if, again, typically I would say 4 weeks is roughly when you would hear, because admissions is like an admission committee. So it goes through all that. I would say 4 weeks is very safe. You will most likely hear way before that about your application. And I think Vinay's question on spring session application, yes. Is a scholarship of, Sunil, your question is a scholarship available for those who have taken GRE Home Edition 330. I do not know what Home Edition 330 is. I will have to look it up. Unless you know what, you can explain that. Yeah, Janet, the GMAT score, if you look in our website, like 660 is considered a good score. Now, again, when you say with scholarships qualification, they don't specifically say what is a qualification score in there. They compare your score with the rest of the applicants that have submitted. So if your recommendation letter can come from people whom you have worked with before. So it doesn't matter whether they are UTD alumni or not. And Binal, your question on whatever you feel should be in your resume should be included. And if you think that adds value, you should for your certifications. So the marketing program by itself is not a STEM program, but you will see that in our MSBA and AI, if you wanted to take the courses in the marketing track, analytics track, it is obviously it's a spring. But if you are asking specifically for the MS marketing program, I would say you should email that program to find the specifics about it. I am not in a position to answer that. Okay. Looks like questions have died down. Again, thank you so much for joining the webinar, asking your question. If there is anything else that you want information in, so we had posted our mailbox for the program. So if you send to the mailbox, then either one of us will answer your question. Yeah, Janet, the focus edition, I have that information. So if you email me, I can give you specifically what is the equivalent of the 660. I don't know that number offhand. Okay. All right. Thank you, everyone. And
Thank
all
you
the
so
best.
much.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.